We need to talk.
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 Welcome back to We Need to Talk, episode number 28. I'm your host, MR.KOA, alongside
Tallboy.
What was I going to talk about? I was supposed to say something. It has escaped me.
We're off to a good start.
Huh?
We're off to a good start
Shit,
today.
I want to talk about something. Fuck.
What, about our guest? Who
No,
our guest is
fuck
today?
the guest.
Listen,
we
can start by introducing me.
No. There's something else. Shit, bear with me. What the hell was it? There's something else I was supposed to talk about. Fuck, you have to actually start over.
No, we're not starting over.
Fuck, I can't think of it.
Okay,
I'll get to
together.
me. We have a guest on the show. It is my cousin, Calvin Chevance. I call him Kadeem. The family calls him Kadeem. But to you people, he may go by Calvin. That's like my brother to me right now. We are cousins by blood, but I think we've grown up together. We've done a lot of shit together.
Yep.
Ins and outs. We've been broke together. We've risen together.
Let's go.
We've seen it all together. Another one's missing, part of the trio. There's three of us. Justin, one day I'll get him on the show as well. But yeah, introduce yourself, player. Go ahead.
So, as Mr. KOA said, Ryan, my name is Calvin Kadeem. It's my middle name, but on IG, it's C_THA _art. ART.
Why'd you spell the like that?
I don't know.
Change that.
So let me go back again.
I'm saying why'd you actually? No, you spelled it.
You want me to change it?
Yeah, I'm
okay.
saying why'd you spell the THA?
You know what?
That's so unnecessary.
When I went to like create this name, I thought to myself, yo, because you've seen the crap I had before. It was like
it was like Chevance with a million X's.
Exactly.
It's like his last name Chevance, and he had his Instagram name
took out all the vowels.
CHXVX. I'm like, why?
I just took out all the vowels. But you know what? That's whatever.
Okay.
Anyways, point is I said, okay, let me try and get a little creative with it. And you know,
so you went to Ebonics.
Pardon me? No, I seen See the God. You know who he is, Charlemagne.
Okay.
And I was like, yo, that's dope. And then I was just like, why not see the art?
Makes sense.
Okay. What do you do?
We'll allow it.
We'll allow it. I like art. Art's in my username too, so it's cool.
Yeah, so I enjoy it, man. Honestly, what do?
Yes.
I do some photography on the side. This is after the 9 to 5, you know. 9 to 5, do my online marketing, get that dough. And then afterwards, it's just a hustle, man. It's just about growing, trying to figure out exactly what you want to do, you know. Recently, I've slowed down. Just because I wanted to focus in on a few things. I want to, you know, jot down a few things, see what path I want to take, you know, where do I want to take my website? Because even my website, you know, I look at it and I'm just like, you know, I always try to get as much feedback as possible,
right.
You know. At the end of the day, you know, people are going to hate on your shit, and that's fine with me. I love it. I love to hate because I breathe off of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But my point is just like when people say that stuff, it's not that some people are hating. It's more so just the fact that like some people are like, yo, you can do better. Or they want to see you do better.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the type of guy I am, really. Like, I like to push love. I don't even care about hate. Like, I don't hate anybody.
Right.
That's my thing. I love everybody.
Yeah.
And I always show people love. That's how it is for me. If I see you out on the street, whether I know you or not, yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? You know what I mean?
That's good. That's good to hear, man.
But pretty much, like I said, so after the job, it's a 9 to 5. It's the 5 to whenever. Like last night, for instance, I went to bed at like 4 a.m.
Right. Why?
That exactly.
No, doing what?
I'll tell you exactly what I was doing. I was working on my website. I wanted to change the theme, change the colors, do a few things to it. I want to add a few, maybe I've tried to add like a form onto it. You know, I'm not really too good with this stuff. You know, I took it in school, which is jokes, but then I took it for like half a year. You know what I mean? It was take this half a year and then afterwards you're gone off to an internship. Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I did it. Obviously, it wasn't like it was hard to me. You know, obviously if you're in school and you're studying something, especially something with computers, it's awesome. You know what I mean? It's technology, and that's what I'm into. So that's what I was pushing for anyways. Didn't end up like continuing on with it. After school, I ended up falling for a job, got a job.
Speaking of school, sorry to cut you off. Do you think if you know what you knew now, you would still go to school? Like after doing school, and would you if you could redo it, if you could do it again, the last
I don't want to
8
knock.
years again.
I'll be honest. I don't want to knock my school.
Who cares about the school? I'm talking about just you.
I understand that, but
Yeah.
I don't want to knock my school. Because it's my alma mater at the end of the day, right? So my whole point is that like, would I go to school if I could go back and rewind in time? No, I wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
I
Why?
wouldn't, because like you can literally learn everything you want out here. You know what I mean? And like life is like, not saying that there aren't things out there that like, for instance, yourself, you went to Ottawa U.
Yeah.
You did your thing, graduated, bam. Now you're working. You got your, because of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But the question is like, do you think you would be working there
Without school?
without that?
Of course not. Well, you can't, because there's certain jobs that only require a degree, right? So like the job I have right now requires a degree.
Okay.
And the funny thing that pisses me off about those type of jobs is that the jobs that require a degree, they never ask you for the degree.
Yeah.
It's like at least ask me.
They
At least
actually never ask you to show you a piece
Yo,
of. I think they just assume that like if you're applying, then
Yeah, but that cheesy me because I'm like I work for this degree. At least let me show you. Yeah. At least be like, let me show you.
You could have lied your way into that job.
But you know the way things are though. If you lied, they would have asked. It's one. This is the one.
I feel those ones. It's one of those. If you did lie about it, they'd be like, sweats.
Yeah.
Somehow you're busting sweats.
Yeah, but you know what? Like I've never been in one of those situations though, where it's like, they ask, okay, where'd you go to school? They actually never even ask, where do you go to school?
Yeah.
They see my resume.
Yeah.
But like, I've never been in a situation where they are like, all right, I just need to see proof for like.
I'm not asking that.
I don't feel like any employer.
It's like it pisses me off because like you bust your ass for school, all this money and shit. At least let me show you, so I don't feel like it was a waste.
Yeah,
well, that's true.
Yeah.
It's definitely true. But yeah. So back to the story. Pretty much like just working on my website. I edited some photos last night. Also, I was out in BC just recently, so I took a few shots out there.
Yeah,
did a few things out there. I was doing a camp. Also, I did a camp with MPH. So it was like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It was really dope. Really dope. A few good kids out in BC, not obviously the best talent, down here in Toronto, or in Ontario, at least kids are hungry.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Kids want to eat, since I moved down here from Ottawa, man, I've been hungry.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
I heard BC's beautiful.
It is. It's a nice place. It's a nice place.
Oh yeah,
You been?
I went to Vancouver Island. It's
I'm the
nice.
only man that's been.
Question though about the whole school situation, right? So we've all been through school, and then we all unanimously are just like, I probably wouldn't go back. But
You just did college though, right?
Yeah, I just took college.
Whether it's college or
But
university.
to be honest, I debate. I debate all the time.
Yeah.
With my life.
Because here's what I was gonna say though, like for the social aspects of it,
yeah.
like I feel like a lot of people appreciate the social aspects of school way more than the
100%.
So, but I don't mean just the partying and stuff. It's the fact that, it's the fact that you actually meet all these people, and quite frankly, you would have never met them if you didn't go to school in the first place, right? Like,
true.
I personally am not a fan of the way the education system is set up, just because of like the amount of money that goes into it, and I don't think there's a huge return. But I think for the social building aspects, I think it's pretty key. Like I went to McMaster first before I went to Humber.
Yeah.
And I remember talking to girls in my first year where I was like the first black guy they've ever seen. Like in person, because they've come from like
country,
like little towns, right? So everything that they've ever known about like black people is based on
TV,
media, like TV, everything. And they didn't approach me with like any type of ignorant stuff, but it was just like, it kind of tripped me out when I realized, I'm like, yo, like this is a whole new world for you.
Man,
and in a way, it's kind of a new world for me because it's a new world.
A lot of new worlds.
Well, put it this way. And it's funny because you're saying this, so I'm thinking to myself, I remember when I first went off to school, my first year, I thought the exact same thing. Yeah. And the joke is that like...
He was in Belleville, by the way.
I was in Belleville.
Jeez.
Bro.
Belleville.
So let me show you this. Anybody that doesn't know, it's in between Toronto and Ottawa. Anyways, point is this. I walk into the mall, like I said, it's a white town. I walk into the mall, everybody's staring at you. Like, doesn't that just turns you off already? You're just like, I want to go home.
What did I tell you the other day?
What?
Yo, I went to Uxbridge the other day
when you were
for
there?
a client.
Oh
right?
yeah.
And Uxbridge is like what, an hour from Toronto?
it's not too far
It's
from
not
here.
too far, but I was out there and I was shooting out there for a client. Then I was done. I was driving home. I stopped at the Tim Hortons on the way back. Right.
Yeah.
And it was look, when you're a minority, like you pay attention to who's around you, even if you're not doing it like consciously. You just walk in a place and you're like, oh, immediately you know you're the only black person in there, right? But I walked into this Tim Hortons and fam, like I was the only black person in there, and I felt like everyone took note of the fact that I was the only black dude in there.
Of course they did.
You saw Get Out, right?
Oh yeah.
So you
people tell me I look like the guy.
Remember when homeboy goes up the stairs and like all the white people just stop talking, they just look
And they watch him go up.
They watch him go up, right? Like I sat down by like no design doesn't help my case. I got a chicken burger, but I was sitting there eating this burger, and I look up and I legit felt like everyone was staring at me. And I don't know if it was because I was like hyper aware of what was going on, but at the same time, like, yo, I couldn't live out here.
Yeah, man.
Couldn't do it.
It's our culture though. Like this is what I don't even know if to say if like this is what the city is, because the city's not really like that.
Yeah.
You know?
We're used to this shit.
Yeah, I'm used to multicultural.
Yeah,
you know?
Toronto's a melting pot for that.
So like for me it's just like just now you telling that story, I felt that.
Because
Even thinking about the Get Out. Yeah. Oh, I feel it because I know the day I watched that movie, I was like, yo, oh my god, that's exactly how I felt.
Yeah.
You know, like literally, I was like, yo, what if that happened to me?
While you're out there, no man would find you in Belleville.
I'd be on a farm. What do you mean? I'd be on a farm.
You'd be that man just beelining it.
Let's be honest.
Sprints.
I would be on a farm.
Yeah.
Man, oh man. I need to watch that movie again.
Yeah. Like humble yourself a little.
Seriously.
That's what it really does.
No, I watched it. Like I said, I watched it once. It was in a movie theater, but I need to watch it again. But
yeah, as you know, you've been following up the podcast for some time. It's we've grown pretty significantly since we started this back in January. You've been supporting it since the beginning as well. I always send you every episode. You try and check it out yourself. So you know the kind of the routine we do. We get some questions from the people. We do a little back and forth. Yep. Some questions blow up into bigger things. Sometimes you have some topics I'll throw in between. And at the end of the show, you give us some questions you have for us, or just general questions you want some answers to, or different perspectives on from either of us to answer. So it's kind of how we structure it. For the most part, we structurally unstructured, if that makes sense, just to get things going. But so to you guys, thank you guys again for dropping questions every week for the Ask WNTT. What I did today was we actually don't get to every single question every episode, so I took the time today to go through every single Ask WNTT that we've ever posted since we started, and go through all the questions and put them into a list. And we'll try and get through as many. So I know there's some of you guys that drop questions every week. So thank you guys who try and drop questions every single week that we haven't got to. Hopefully we get to them today. If not, we'll get to them next week, because we still have over probably at least 50 plus questions still left, right? At least. So if you haven't heard a question yet, it'll come out. It will come out, and we'll try and get to those. And you are the lucky person to get to enjoy these numerous questions from some people that people are itching to get off their chest.
Let's get it.
So yeah, let's get this started.
First question is from Bailey Creates. What's your cutoff point in age difference for a serious relationship? I.e., what's too old and too young for you guys?
You can start that. He's actually dating somebody older.
Okay.
You can start with that.
I'm dating an older woman.
How old is she?
She's young to me still.
Wow. I'm dating an older woman. She's young to me.
Listen, I don't give away a woman's age. I'm not gonna give away her age, because my mom taught me better. But my point is this:
Is she older than your mom?
She's not.
That
would be wild. That would be wild.
So now you answer the question. If she's older than your mom, you won't.
She's not older than my mom. She's 5 years older than me.
Okay.
So simple as that. You can do the math.
Well, you don't know your age. So there's no, but yeah, what matters if you don't know your age? It's all good. 5 years older. That's all that matters. Okay, go ahead.
Anyway, she's 5 years older than me.
Yep.
Point is just that, like,
how was that? First of all, that adjustment bringing her home. I think I asked you briefly about that, but how?
No,
how
it was
really
it was good. It was good,
out?
you know, because like, to be honest, she's a wonderful woman, you know.
Never say that.
Pardon me?
You better say that on the podcast.
What do you mean?
You better say that.
No, she's honestly
Nah,
she's a wonderful
Shout out
woman.
Brittany. She's a great girl.
Ryan knows this because she like, you know, even if she has something to say, she'll say it, but like she means well. Everything she does, you know, she'll do out of the kindness of her heart. Like, you know what I mean? She'll literally go out of her way, bro. Go out of her way, and I'm just like, yo, why are you doing that? Because, you know, it's not that I guess I wasn't brought up that way. That's what it is. I wasn't brought up to like for instance, simple as this. Did you know that like anytime you go to a party, you have to like bring a gift or bring something to someone's house?
Just out of courtesy.
Just out of courtesy.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you bring.
But do you think that's an age thing? Because I think it is.
I
think that's because I don't think a 21-year-old is thinking.
It is
like
an age thing, but it's also how you're brought up too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because like once again, like if you're if you're with your mom or something and your family is bringing you somewhere, you know what I mean, and your mom's like, yo, I can't go to this person's house unless I bring this. Mm-hmm. That's gonna, like, you know what I mean? It's gonna stick with you as a kid.
True. Absolutely.
And I think that's what happened with her. It was like that's probably how it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't born with like a spoon or a silver spoon in my mouth. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The whole saying or whatever. My point is that I'm gonna grind every single day and do what I gotta do. So like,
so back to the question: do you think that what age is too old for you? Is 5 years too old? Obviously not. So is 10 years too old? 10 plus. 10 plus. But she's an amazing woman.
So okay, fine. I'll answer this. So 10 years, it depends on look, man. It depends on.
She's what you want.
Depends on
she's what you want physically.
If she's
just
perfect,
10 years older.
10 years older, yes, I'm going for her.
15 years.
Ooh, I might, yeah.
You might bring 15 years home to mom. 15 years?
I gotta do the maths.
Do the math. 15 years.
So
we're the same age. So 15 years from us. 42 blood clot years. My mom's only 47. 48.
Yeah, but your mom's younger than my mom.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Fair. Can you do 15 years?
It could.
Okay.
I could do it.
So what's your max? So 20?
No.
Is 20 years your max out? 20 years.
No. 8 years older? No. 20? I can't do no. That's wild. I would say I would stop at 15. No. Wait. Okay, it'd have to be a different
And this is serious dating, not just fucking Kadeem. This
is
serious dating.
Fine.
Like, I want to
like
be
a
with
serious
you.
thing.
Yeah. I know you'd fuck 42. I'd fuck 42. I'd fuck 42. With my wife? No.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
What number would you still wife?
10.
10 years?
10 I would wife.
10 plus? Okay.
Yeah, 10 I would wife.
What's too young for you?
What's too young?
Too young. My young one under me is 95, so I'm not going anywhere.
I think I'm the same way.
I'm not going anywhere close to that. I'll keep it towards like.
I'm confused. Sorry.
I think I'm the same way. I can't date someone as young because we have younger siblings.
Yeah, that's what
I feel weird dating anyone that could be in their class.
Oh, actually,
that's just
that
I feel like that's from my brother.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like just go to him. Go to him.
Yeah, so that's from my brother. You know, he can swerve on that. But I mean, how do you guys feel in terms of like?
So 95 is too young.
Yeah, I couldn't do that, man. I couldn't do it. Like, honestly, some of those girls are they're immature. You know.
So let's just use let's just use actual years rather than birth years.
But see,
19 years old.
No.
Can you date a 19-year-old seriously?
No.
20?
No.
21?
Nope.
You can't do it. What is stopping you from dating a 21-year-old seriously?
They're still not like.
You can't make that generalization, but go ahead.
Okay, a lot of them aren't developed, and when I'm not talking about physically, I'm just talking about
they're definitely
mentally.
physically developed. Yeah, 21-year-olds are definitely physically developed. Fuck, man. You know girls' ages anymore. It's crazy. Yeah, go ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you don't. So like, you know, if you want somebody that you're willing to.
I have a question, man. So you see the way that you're like, they're not like developed. Mentally, is it safe to assume then that if you're going to be dating a woman who is 10 to 15 years older than you, she's not developed where she should be in her life. Because I feel like the whole reason I'm not dating a younger woman is because I know that the shit that I'm going through is shit that she's not dealing with. Like she's 20,
like she hasn't been there yet.
She's like in school and shit like that. I'd like to think, a 35 plus year old woman like is in the process or already is owning her own place, is like buying shit. Like she's further along in life than I am.
Should be.
So then if she's dating me, then I'm like,
But then,
why do you want me?
Yeah.
Well, hold up one sec. You know, I can't name any girls right now, but I know there are some people who are like 21, 22, who are downtown living on their own.
Busting their ass, yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
That's okay. That's very different to, like I know a lot of young 20-something-year-olds living downtown on their own, but they don't own where they live. Like they're renting. Like that's the levels in life that I'm talking about here, right? Like
he's saying, he's saying, do you have there are still, but 21-year-olds that are living on their own, own their own shit, are doing their own shit at 21 is possible, but very less likely.
But it's very less likely, right? Which is why whenever you meet those people, they're often, doing old man shit. Like they're further along in life than they should be. So, I mean, the age ranges, I'd probably agree, but I would have to question, like, why is this older woman trying to fuck with me? Because I'm still trying to make it, Whereas
but maybe that's what she wants.
That's true. She
at the end of the day, we don't know what women see in us. I mean, they'll tell us obviously at the end of the day, but like it could be like, oh my God, Ryan, I love you for this, or oh Zamora, I love you for this, and this. You know what I mean? So like, they all have their own way of loving us or loving you or loving you. You know what I mean? So my point is just like at the end of the day, you just keep being you.
Yeah.
As long as you keep being yourself, then like, who's to stop you?
No, you got a point.
No, I think in terms of age, mine's pretty simple. I don't think I'd go higher than 5+ for me. Just I don't even. It has nothing to do with where they are in life. I want the gap to be smaller for health reasons. For like, I want to do things with my wife for a longer period of time. Like I don't want that gap to be so high that if I want to go bungee jumping, she's not physically capable. You know what I'm saying?
She's
like
not a fucking old woman.
No, like
bro.
if I go 15+, like she's not gonna be.
But you said no more than 5. So
no,
she's 6 years old. You can't go bungee jumping. Like,
sure, the 6 maybe can creep by, but I'm saying,
oh my God.
I'm saying for like to give her
she be a fit 6, bro. She be a fit.
to give it a solid gap. 5 is a good gap of years where we're still kind of in the same type of health range. That's 5+. Down, I wouldn't go younger than 2+ at this age.
Yeah.
Just because I'm 27 now, I don't really want anyone below 25.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lie.
Like the 24, I feel like the 24,
25
age, you're like, yo, you're kind of
24 to 27 max. 24 to 32 is my range, I'd say. 24, because I think when you hit 24 is when everyone's done school by 20. If you're in school, you're done school by 24. If you're into some type of career, you're in it by 24, and your focus is at least upward thinking.
You have a job.
You know what I mean?
You have a career.
It's upward. You have some type of career. 24, you have some type of career.
Yeah.
32, you're on the cuff of like, if you made your mistakes, it's like, okay, like I'm done with the foolishness. Like I feel like when I hit 32, I'm gonna be like, yo, by 33, I can't be doing whatever, and vice versa. So yeah, I think 24 to 32 is a steady range for me. I think rationally, but yeah, what about you?
I mean, like I'm 25 now, so I feel like I wouldn't try and date someone past 30. Like it's just that age gap. When I was in high school, I did date someone who was in my brother's grade, and looking back on that now, I'm like,
like was he in grade 9?
No, because my brother's 2 years younger than me.
Oh, so what grade were you in?
I was in grade. I might have been 11. Actually, no. So it was grade 9. Yeah.
So sorry, can I cut you off 1 sec? So I just wanted to say, you say this now, but what if once again, here we are back to the first question you asked me, if I would like what was too old to date, or what was too young to date. Point is that like, if this person loves you and you literally like, as a man, you end up falling for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You end up loving them just as much as they love you. So at the end of the day, if you love someone and they're like
sure.
over 30, they're over. Like,
sure.
Let's just say they're 34.
The argument, go ahead.
34.
Because for me,
ass is fat.
Yeah. No, because for me,
Looking nice.
I'm saying I'm not actively looking for that.
That's
right?
what I'm
Well,
saying.
I understand that. I understand that. But what if you
I
work with one?
I wouldn't be opposed.
What if you work with one? That's the question. Like,
what
if you work with
one and then like
that's like 34, 35, everything's perfect for you, lined up. And you know what that means.
I mean, it's tough to answer that because when I'm thinking where I work, I'm like, I wouldn't wife any of the girls I work with. But
I hear you.
Especially when it came through that day.
yeah, but that being said, to your point, like I wouldn't. If things lined up and I felt the same way in reverse, then I wouldn't fight what I'm feeling, right?
You can't though. Like,
you can't.
The most you can do is like run away, and that doesn't help you because you're still gonna be thinking about the person.
Yeah. No, I totally feel you. It's just in terms of age gap. Like I've told girls that have told me they like me that like I'm not interested in dating because I think we're at different points in our life. Like straight up, that's what I said. I don't care like if they got their own car and it's probably because their parents bought it for them or like they got X, Y, and Z. I'm just like, listen, I'm at a point in my life where I don't want to have to work around your school schedule.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, no matter how much I like think you're a dope girl, like I'm not interested in that, right? I'm into girls now who, quite frankly, like have some shit going on, or like I know they're on some type of hustle or something like that. So I'm not. That's really what I'm focused on.
I actually broke up with a girl because of her age.
How much younger was she?
4 years.
Okay.
She was 4 years older.
4 years younger.
Oh, younger.
4 years younger.
Yeah.
Yeah. For that very reason that you're saying, like place in life.
Yeah.
And that was a tough breakup because it was a tough breakup, but it was a good breakup because I was honest about it. And it wasn't like I'm like, oh, you're too young, but like it was. I knew how old she was the whole time.
Yeah.
We liked each other. Everything was fun. Like Kareem's saying, it's like if you fall for something, you fall for something. Like, so I fell for her. We're dating and everyththing was cool. You know who she is, obviously.
Yeah.
The singer. You know who she is.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Everything was good.
Yeah.
Everything was good. Pretty girl, super fun. Like everything was great. But it wasn't until a few months go by, and the age started to be a factor.
Yeah.
Like. I think the reason I was able to date her in the first place is because we didn't run into any combats or any issues age related wise that I couldn't really see it happening, right? So I was like, oh, she's cool, like everything's good, like I'm comfortable with her.
Yeah.
But as time goes on, when you're in a relationship, like anything can trigger you now because like you're talking all the time, you're always together. Like now this is when things start to come through the woodworks, So it wasn't until there was a conversation we had that really showed me the disparity between our age, like just understanding. You know what I mean? And I couldn't force that on her. Like we got it wasn't an argument. It was more just like it was a discussion, a debate, and like the points she was making were just very novice, like just very young points. But it's not her fault. It's just that's all you know. Like you're gonna say as much as you're limited to like education wise, and she didn't go to school. So that's on top of it. Like, not saying you need to go to school, but on top of it, she's young and didn't go to school. Didn't go to university, I should say.
Yeah.
Or college. She was just went straight into work and singing and stuff. So I went to university. I'm done school. She's never been to school. Like, there were just a lot of discrepancies. And I was like, at first I was like, it's not a big deal. Like, people don't, it's not that serious. But when you get into certain discussions, I'm just like, I can't even communicate with you properly. Like, there's certain things I'll say something and she'll be like, what does that mean? And I'm like, like, and it would slowly chip away. It would slowly chip away at me because I'm like, it's not your fault. But I can't. So when I broke up with her, it was literally me telling her, I'm like, listen, like, you're young. I like you, but I don't think it's gonna work realistically because you're in the years like when I was 21.
Yeah.
I was like I was still in school at 21. But at the same time, when I was 21, like, I wasn't thinking serious relationship
Yeah.
and like lock me down and
Yeah.
kids and stuff. Like, I wasn't thinking that.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what she was thinking?
No, she wasn't. No, I know she wasn't. I know that was not her mentality. She was career
Yeah,
focused. She
yeah.
wanted to explore. She wanted to try new things. She wanted to experience her music career. Like,
Yeah.
which you should be doing
Which
at
is
21.
fine. Which is fine.
Which,
But at the end of the day, people are allowed to do whatever they want.
no, I know. But what I'm saying is, all the things she wanted to do at her age
Yeah.
are things
You already did.
I've already done. So I'm like, you're at a point where I was doing things that you were now doing. So I can't jip you of those years because I'm ready for something different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when the breakup was a really good breakup. It sucked, but it was her. She was like, I
Understood.
understand
Yeah.
because it's like you need to be 21.
Yeah.
I need to let you be 21.
Yeah.
And not like you cannot be in a relationship right now. At least not with me. Maybe another 21-year-old who's also like trying to find his way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So, but with me, I'm like, I'm good. Like, I know what I want. I'm done school. You're kind of like, this might work. This might work. This might work. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't. That's not something for me right now. And so we broke up over that.
So what I want to know is this: like, don't you feel like you could like help them or teach them?
Yes, I do. I agree with. I agree with what you're saying. There are some people that are in the mentality that or love to teach or love to train somebody else or bring somebody else up, which I love to do as well. But I'm not interested, especially at this stage of my life, of trying to train somebody.
So can I ask you? Did you love her?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No.
So let's say that you did love her.
Okay.
Now, do you think you would do the whole teaching and the learning part?
See, the only issue with that is for me to love somebody, I'd have to go through all of that first. Like I could even, there's no way for me to fall in love with someone that already has these issues that are bothering me. Or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I couldn't, how could I fall in love with you already if I'm already like, you don't do this, you don't know this, like I'm not going to fall in love with you.
Yeah, that's true. You don't know the person yet.
Right, so I can't really answer that question because I'm not going to skip to love and then try and train her. Like I wouldn't even fall in love with that, you know?
True. No, it makes sense.
Another thing I think people overlook in terms of age differences, especially when it's someone younger than you, is just like the life problems that you deal with at your age, right? So, I mean, for example, as dark as it sounds, like the stress and stuff that you deal with when you're in like college, university, can be very different to what it is you deal with when you're much older, right? Depending on what it is you're exposed to.
Well, it's life.
It's life, right? Like
Life kicks in.
Life kicks in, and like some things are just a lot more serious than they really are. And so for me personally, I feel like obviously whoever you're dating, you should be able to talk to about these issues, right? And like Ryan was saying before, sometimes you realize that, you know, the responses you might get could be very novice, and that's not their fault. It's just all they know at that age.
Yeah.
But also, it's almost not even fair to subject someone who isn't at that stage in life to problems they literally will never have to deal with until they get to that age, right? So if I'm dealing with, you know,
You're almost rushing them.
yeah, like, and people don't understand, like, people don't take into
But
effect.
what if it's something they want to be in?
If it's
It's different, right?
Yeah,
Like,
if
you don't
it's-
know if someone wants
yeah,
to be. You
you'll
don't know if someone
yeah,
wants to.
You will know. You will
Yeah.
know, right? But sometimes, like, I actually think about those things where it's like, I wonder what effect this will have on you moving forward. Because sometimes being exposed to things that are above your level can help you, but sometimes it can also like affect you poorly mentally. Right? People don't always think about that type
I
of
feel
stuff.
like they're not good enough.
Right? It's no different than, you know, when you're younger. Like for me, when I was younger, I dealt with some things that I felt like were older people issues, right? So it just forced me to mature a lot quicker than a lot of people my age. But the key word is forced, right? Like it's not like I wanted to. I just had
Tossed into the fire.
I just had
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah.
We know all about
I
that.
don't. Yeah, I don't feel. I don't.
Pull up your pants.
Yeah, seriously. But I don't feel like I have to. I don't want to be put in a position where I'm forcing my partner to grow up when it's not really my call to do that, right?
That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Big line. Very true.
Okay. So next question. Sorry, we have a.
That was very in depth. Gave you guys a very in-depth discussion on age just now.
Yeah,
so anyone right now who's curious about who you're about to date right now, hopefully that answered a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
That was very detailed. One or more detailed questions out there.
Also, just a side note, fucking doesn't matter how old you are, bitches can still be immature.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
And guys too.
And guys too.
And guys too.
I mean, guys are bitches too, but you know what I mean.
But you know what you're talking about when you said bitches.
You know why I'm saying it too.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
Anyway,
age ain't nothing but a number, baby.
Aaliyah said it best, man. Years ago. That's the joke.
yeah,
Years ago.
until we realize what R. Kelly be doing. No, just
Where's the question at, B?
sorry. Hold on. There's a million. I'm trying.
Yeah,
to...
I gave you to predetermine these from time.
I know, but there's a lot of good ones.
Yeah,
Supreme
a
Life.
lot of episodes to go.
I know. Supreme Life.
All right, Supreme Life.
.com.
What's up?
I feel like sexual health isn't as important as it should be, and it isn't a topic normally covered in situationships/relationships. Have you ever brought up going to get tested with a partner to ensure that they're just as clean as they say they are?
I never
no.
brought it up.
I haven't brought it up. You know why? Because at the end of the day, it's based on a trust relationship, you know?
He's talking about situationships. Like you don't really
Situationships
you don't really,
and
you're not-
relationships.
and okay, both. So.
Well, okay, fine. Well, relationship wise, it's about trust. That's what it's all about. The whole situationship, you know, that's a whole different thing.
What's about trust? What do you mean? Explain.
Well, if you're in a relationship, at the end of the day, you have to trust your partner. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So if you're with your partner, you should trust them.
So that means you don't ask? Is that what you're saying?
You can ask, but at the end of the day, you're not going to because you trust them. Because this is someone you love.
What? Why is that?
Why would you ask? Because
Yeah,
that means
have
you
you-
don't, that means you don't trust
every
them.
partner you've ever been
No,
with?
I haven't asked every partner. But I'm not saying it's good that I didn't. Like,
So, like, okay.
I still think
hold
I
on,
should
hold on,
have.
hold up,
I
hold up.
definitely think I should have.
Oh my god, that's wild. Listen,
You don't think you should ask your girl?
no.
Okay.
Imagine you showed up. Let's say you had a girlfriend.
Yeah.
You're dating her for like 2-3 years. Doesn't even
Okay.
matter. Point is, you randomly pop up at her house. Yo, you need to get tested.
No, Kadeem, not like in context of a regular discussion. You're not gonna order the person to get tested.
Well,
I'm
here's
saying,
the problem. No, here's the problem with the whole testing conversation, right? Unless you're having this conversation very, 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 very early in the relationship, like almost before you two even start dating,
Yeah.
it's gonna be like a weird conversation.
Yeah, you're not asking you 2 years later.
No,
Like,
no, but this is
Yeah.
the thing, though. This is the thing. Like you're supposed to get tested very, very regularly, right? So my thing is like if you don't ask the question before you start dating, and then you guys like start dating, you start fucking around, all this type of shit, and then you come to your partner and say, all right, like I'm gonna need you to get tested, or like
I'm gonna need you.
That's a very blunt way of putting it, but you know what I mean. Like that, you have that conversation.
Yeah.
Questions will arise. Like why are you at? It's not more so like what are you doing? I mean, like what are you doing that you're asking me to get tested?
Yeah,
Because I've only been sleeping with you. So
Yeah.
why all of a sudden you ask me to get, like that's a very real response that a lot of people will have.
This defense.
It's a
Yeah,
defense.
of course it has to be.
It has to be because like
And it's
that's
not
a
even like
natural-
you want to. It's just more so what the.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
But I don't think the way she's phrasing that question is like a let me bring this to the table kind of question. I think it's like if you're entering a new relationship, is that even a discussion that comes up?
It's
I think
not-
You
it's
can,
not-
but
I
like,
think
but it
it's
depends
not
on
as-
how
I've
the,
had that-
it depends
I've had
on how the
discussion.
relationship evolved. You know, first
Yeah.
off, like if it was a sex. Okay, we're dating now. Sure, maybe you want to ask.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't because now you're like, yo, I was slamming this person from the get go.
Yeah.
You know, and now we're dating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but if it's like, oh, I don't know, we've been dating, we've been going out for tea, but I still haven't got no pum pum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you want to ask now because you're thinking to yourself, yo, if she ain't slamming me,
Yeah.
who is she slamming?
Yeah. See, I've been
So-
asked to get tested before a new relationship. I've been asked to get tested. I can't say that I've ever asked a girl to get tested. Never. I've never been like,
But why do you think that? Why do you think that she asked?
I know why.
Why?
Why do you think she asked?
Why do you think she asked?
She knew or had the assumption.
Say it, Ryan. Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it with your chest. Say it with your
She
chest.
knew or she had an assumption that I was sleeping around before her. So just for her own comfort, she's like, I would like you to get tested before you date. And I couldn't.
my God.
I couldn't look at that in a negative way and be like, what the fuck? I was like, no, I get it. I get it. It makes sense. She's like, at least because this way it's like, so what if I know?
At least it's a fresh start.
Yeah, exactly. So I
That's what she's
didn't
thinking.
take it personal. I didn't take it like, what do you mean? Like I was like, I know what I've been doing. Like, and if we're about to start a relationship, I get that because for her safety and for her peace of mind, really, that's what it is. It's peace of mind.
Yeah.
Is that okay? If I know he got tested before we start dating, and then I'm good and he's good, anything that happens after that, it means he did something else. Or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nothing should really, technically, unless things, because sometimes things develop, but for the most part, nothing should really happen if he's faithful and I'm faithful.
Yeah.
I know he got tested before we even started dating.
Yeah, so he
You know?
shouldn't have anything.
He shouldn't have anything.
He should be clean.
Clean. Clean. Have you ever been asked?
To get
Have
tested?
you ever been asked to get tested?
No, I've never been asked to get tested.
No girls ever asked you to get tested?
No, I
girls-
have before, but-
Has any girl ever asked you the last time you've been tested? Not necessarily asked you to get tested, but has she ever been like,
Oh, yeah.
when was the last time you've been tested? Like just inquiring?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I don't know why. Like,
Did you lie?
No.
Did
Because
you?
I get tested.
No, I know, but when they asked you when was the last time you got tested, did you tell the exact same truth? Like, did you tell the exact time you did? Or did you lie? Or did you buffer a little bit?
I probably buffered because, like, let's be honest, nobody keeps that in their back pocket.
Yeah.
Like,
No, fair.
I got tested. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's out the window. Just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just as quick as it got in the window.
Right.
So, like,
But if you get tested a year ago and you sleep with, 6 different girls since then, that test is really irrelevant.
yeah, definitely. And
So it's like to say if a girl's like, oh, when was the last time you got tested? And you're like, oh, like a year ago. But you slept with like 6 girls since, that test is useless.
yeah,
It's
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay. No, that's all I'm asking.
You're so right. Like, because at the end of the day, I mean, if you're sleeping around, you're sleeping around. You're a
So,
dog.
yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
You're dogging. So,
Yeah.
But I mean, if a girl asks you, she asks you, and the question is either you're going to answer or you're not going to
Does
answer.
it make you uncomfortable when they ask?
No, it shouldn't actually.
Not should. Does it make you though?
No.
I know it shouldn't, but does it?
No.
No. Okay.
Doesn't
What
make
about
me uncomfortable.
you?
Was what?
Have you been asked if you've been tested, or when the last time you've been tested by a girl before?
No, I never have.
No girl's ever been like, when was the last time you got tested? Never.
I've heard that before.
No,
That's why I'm surprised
no
you
girls
haven't heard.
ever asked me, when's the last time you've been tested?
Never. Whoa. Wow.
We don't have your reputation, right?
Wow.
But they asked me too.
That's why men are talking.
What?
Even next time I talking, you just admitted. You just said on air. What did you just say? What did you just say?
So you only slept with one girl your whole life?
No, I never did.
So you only slept with one girl or girls you're dating?
No, but I regularly get tested. I get tested like probably twice a year.
I'm not. No, that's not what I'm asking you. I'm not asking
They're
you.
still gonna ask. You the
That's what I'm
question.
saying. I'm
I've
not
never been
asking.
tested.
No.
I mean, I've never been asked if I get tested.
No.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, just because you get tested regular doesn't mean other girls can't ask you that. So
I know. I
that's
never,
what
I
I'm saying.
never
That's
said
still.
that I never said that they can't ask me that. I just said I've
said-
never been asked. Like no girl has ever said to me, "When's the last time you've been
No,
tested?"
I hear you. I mean,
no girl has ever asked me that question.
I can't knock you because at the end of the day, you were there, right? So like,
No girl has
people
ever
are-
asked me, and I
You
that
never asked.
Have I ever asked? No, I've asked before.
You asked a girl to get tested, or when she got tested?
No,
Or both?
when the last time? Because it came up in the conversation. When,
So no
like,
one ever asked you, but you asked them.
Why is that so weird?
It's not weird. It's just interesting.
How is it-
I've never heard like.
How's that
you know,
interesting,
You know,
though?
like I'll be honest with you. I've heard. Well, I know some girls are slews. Let's be honest. That's what it is. Sorry, I'm not gonna call any names, but my point is just the fact that like it's understandable to ask the girl, but then
Like those girls, you mean?
yeah, if it's a slew or a hoe,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it.
But quite frankly, I'm not gonna be fucking with a
No one's
slew of
fucking
hoes.
slews like that.
But like if you're asking her, you know, did you get tested? You're
If I'm
probably
think- if-
you're
listen,
probably
if I-
thinking she's.
If I'm thinking to ask a slew if she got tested, I'm not slapping it. If I have to think to ask you, did you get like? I'm not slapping. If that runs through my mind, no.
But then, so you'd ask a perfectly good girl.
There's
if
a
she
very
got tested.
there's a very specific reason why it came up, but I can't. I don't want to put the person on
No,
blast.
it's fine. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
but there's a very specific reason
Yeah.
why it came up.
Yeah,
Right? So
It's all good. Looking out for your safety. That's all. Man's gotta be safe out here, right?
of course,
Safety first.
Wrap it up.
Even if you wrap it up, you'll still catch that shit.
You remember the commercial?
Yo, last thing before we leave the topic. Guys, this is a disclaimer. Not a disclaimer, sorry. It's just education.
Yeah.
A lot of guys think if they wear condoms, they're blessed. But then you don't wear a condom when you get head, so you can still get something, guys.
Yeah, we learned this at the thing.
Come on.
Wait, was this at the...
No, I was talking about it. That's me saying it. I said
No. I just heard this somewhere too.
I don't know. I said it
I actually
before.
remember it from like high school.
No, I'm not saying I didn't make this up. No, I'm just saying, but I discussed this recently. But yeah.
No, I saw this on Timothy Delgato's thing, like literally 2 days ago, saying the same thing. Like it was their panel, and they were like, "Do you wear condoms?" The girl asked them, "Do you wear condoms?" They're like, "Yeah."
And I was like, "Yeah, of course."
And then the girl was like, "What about when you get head?" And they're like, "No."
Yeah, every man's
dumb?
shocked.
Like, they're like, "That's like eating a burger with a tinfoil on." Like, why am I get head? And everyone was like,
But if you don't think about it, if a girl still has something, I used the condom I gave her when I fucked her, but then you put your bare dick in her mouth, you'll still catch something.
Do you get head with a
I'm
condom
not
on?
saying I am practicing it.
Wait,
Okay, so pause.
I'm not saying I practice this, and I think I should.
Have you ever?
I've never had condoms. I never had head with a condom on, ever.
Seriously?
Never.
I think I have before. When
I should. You should.
I have before.
You have?
I don't remember
Fam,
who.
look, see, but this is the.
I'm not looking down at you for that's good.
No, Kitty,
That's a good thing.
I'm just being
Here's the
honest.
thing now, though, right? Like
It tripped me up.
This is what's upsetting me.
What's going on?
This was kind of upsetting me, right? We know that you should.
Of course we know.
But here's the thing: it goes back to what you said, the whole trust thing. Like you would know.
When the girl gets mad, right? Or the girl might get mad. You'd be like, "Oh, why you gonna keep this on?" Like,
well, there's that, but also if I've been it's almost like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, right? Because if you've been sleeping with this person for more than a year, I mean, you will know unless it's like one of the more serious STIs that you've caught something, right? So if I'm getting that from you with no condom on, like, to be honest, I'm not all that concerned it's only until you get a scare where you're like, all right, maybe. So are you gonna put a condom back on when you have head after that?
no, okay. This situation, okay, for that situation, that makes sense. There's no need to work. Well, not because there's no need, but it's less. I'll say it's less likely if it's someone you're regularly sleeping with. But for a one night stand, for example, don't know the girl, don't know anything, man, still ain't wearing condom on your head.
So
that's the problem, because like you just met a girl off the street. You're like, well, I'm definitely wearing a condom to fuck her. Like guys are, and that's in your head for sure. You're like, I just met you off the street. I'm not fucking you with a condom. Are you crazy? But you'll get bristle. You'll get the bristle without it, with no questions asked. That's why guys are fucked. We're fucked. And like we look at it like,
God.
But I'm not putting all the blame on us. This is bullshit because sometimes these girls out here moving weird too, where they don't question you. Remember we talked about this?
No, one's gonna question you to put a condom on before they give you head.
No, stop.
You don't think about it. Nobody thinks
about it. No, we don't.
Stop. Not even the like, why aren't you putting on a condom before I give you head? There's some girls who will straight up want you to raw dog, and you just met them.
I've been there.
Oh yeah. So, definitely
wild. I'm done.
They are just as at fault as the guy is. Like, I'm sorry. Like, if you're about to have sex with someone that you just met, both parties at some point.
You know what they say? It's 50-50.
It's both. No, seriously, it is. Like, you can't just say, the dude that put on a condom. It's like, we don't think about. Like, no, the woman should also be like, maybe. I should get him to put a condom on before I put my mouth on his dick. Like,
but this is the thing.
No girl's doing that.
So
no one is doing it.
So hold up one sec.
I don't think I've never met one girl in my life that's
question.
been like, hold on, let me use a condom before you give you head. I've never met that in my life.
So
if there's a woman out there that does that, wow.
So what if you're rock hard? Rock solid.
I know where the rock is, Kareem. Yes.
There's no Jimmys in the room.
Why are there no Jimmys?
Are you going home?
Why are there no Jimmys in the room? I always.
You didn't bring any.
That's
and
never
she
happened.
doesn't have any.
Doesn't
either.
happen.
Oh, stop! Never.
I've never.
So you've never.
Hold on. Better scenario.
I'm being honest. I never go to girls without a condom. Never.
But nobody ever goes there with intention to ever do anything.
That's why I bring it. Because I don't have the intention. I bring it because I don't have the intention.
You pull the Jimmy out and it's damaged.
I always have
damaged
three.
goods.
I have three on me.
They're all damaged.
How?
They all are.
What do you do now?
How are they all damaged?
What do you mean?
They're all damaged.
I break three.
You had a pin in your pocket.
Every one before I put it. What do you do?
All three of them.
You had a pin in your pocket.
I don't know how all three of them are damaged, but sure, for this sake of conversation, for this situation, if all three are damaged, what are you asking me? What's your question?
Look, if
Are you still slumming?
Yeah. Are you still?
If all three are damaged.
About to go.
And
Are you still getting head?
Who is this
first
shit?
night? You just met it.
First night?
One night.
No. Not raw dog.
Rock
Not
hard.
raw dog. Shut up. I
You're
know.
going home with blue balls?
No. I know I'll get head realistically. Realistically, I know I'll get head.
Okay.
Not going raw dog though. And that's the problem. That's the exact problem I'm telling you about. We'll get head, which is just as fucked. That's the problem. But I have a problem. That is a problem we have. Because we look at this like, oh, I'll just get head. I'm not gonna go raw, but I'll get head. Her mouth can be done the same way. That's the problem. Oh man. Anyways, next question. There's your education on sexual health. Fuck. Men are dumb. We're so dumb. Yeah, I'm supposed to get head with condoms from now on. Condom head from now on.
No,
Straight.
you're gonna preach it.
Condom head only.
Condom head only. Oh my god. SupremeLife.co asks, people always talk about catfishing for women. Isn't it considered catfishing if you never see a dude without his fitted? So if you only ever see
catfishing. Oh my god.
Why is it not? Why is it not catfishing?
Because catfishing.
I'm playing devil's advocate here. I know what catfishing is.
Catfishing is literally not you.
Are you? So
like it's
can we consider
catfishing? Literally, that's not you.
The girl in the photo is 21.
Like
the person you met is 42.
Like, the girl is not even you. It's not you.
And that's different.
That's crazy. Like you're talking to me for 2 days, a week,
Literally.
a month, and you have a picture of someone that's not you.
Yeah.
And then you want to meet. What do you think's gonna happen? Like, I'll never understood that.
Just imagine the voice though. Hey Ryan.
No, but why is that the voice?
I don't know.
You're choosing
I'm
me.
just giving you an older person.
No, but like,
older
I
woman's
never.
voice.
Side note: I never even understood catfishing because it's like, okay, you really like you want them to like you for your personality. Sure, I get that. I get why they catfish. You catfish because you're like, you may not be the most attractive person. You don't want the person to judge you on your looks. No, I think
it's more for like people who are like rapists or
not at all.
People.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
no,
nah.
catfishing literally is for the most majority of people who catfish are introverted people, are not people who are good communication, and typically don't find themselves attractive. So they're like, but they might have amazing personalities, super focused, super successful, but just they don't think someone will like them for them. That's why people catfish, the most part. So it's like, I get it. You put the picture up of someone that's attractive so you can get someone attractive, but then you want to talk to them so they get to know the real you.
No,
but
when they
eventually,
see you. Yeah.
if you like I have to meet the real you.
Yeah.
So there's
true.
there's no benefit from doing that. Now, a hat is not the same as a catfish because it's still me.
Exactly.
Sure, the guy might not have a good lineup, or he might be bald.
So this is a question
like,
though. If not catfish, we already
it's not
know
catfish
this.
at all.
If you see, I'm trying to think of the female equivalent.
It's
here,
like
right?
makeup.
I'm trying to think.
A hat's makeup.
No, it's not. Because makeup can literally be two different people.
Yeah, you guys. Yeah, it gets extensive.
It's not even the same. But my question is, if a girl sees a man all the time with a fitted on, right? Like all the time, no matter where they go, Instagram, pure fitted caps.
Yeah.
See him in person, pure fitted caps all the time.
Yeah.
Is it like
What do you call it those?
Pure fitted caps.
fitted caps?
Fitted.
I was saying
Fitted caps.
Pure fitted caps. I hate the name caps. Anyways, yeah. Pure fitted caps. Yeah.
See you with fitteds all the time, right? Do you think that's grounds for her to be like, yo, I've never seen you without fitted? Like, I don't know, something's off.
Yeah, a girl can say that. They can definitely say that. Why not? They can peel off your hat one time. Just
No, wait, come on. If you're
Peel it off.
why not though?
so, come on,
saying they
wait. So you're trying to tell me you've been seeing this man all these times and you never slapped the man?
Man, slap with a fitted.
No, he's not slapping the
He just does this. He just does this, right? Right?
No.
He just does this.
No, he's not slapping it.
Slamming with the fitted
He's
on?
not slapping the fitted on. Stop it. He's not.
Listen, some mans would do it. You know,
Oh my God.
some mans have done it.
You
So
never slap with a fitted on?
If I'm outside. That's different. If I'm outside, I'm not taking it off. I'm not going to take the hat off because I'm outside.
Shut up.
it could be, listen, what if it's one
I've
of
never
those?
done an indoor slap with a field on. That's fucking wild. Huh? What's your question?
I'm just saying, it can happen. You know, what if it's like let's say it was one of those college days, you know,
Okay.
turn up party, whatever party it was, you don't even know. It could have been those house parties. You know,
You haven't been back
how
home?
those go.
Oh no, never mind.
He knows how those house parties go.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're doing a keg stand.
Okay.
Point is, you're turned. The girl's turn. You guys end up at your house, her house. Doesn't even matter. Let's say her house. Just for fun.
That's a one-off. That's different. I mean, like
you get in there. Next thing you know, you're throwing it down on the bed, putting it in a box. You have your hat on.
That's it. If my hat
has matched for action,
because that's exactly that's exactly how it would go.
But listen. That's very different because I'm saying I'm not
you put your fitted down on that.
No,
you see those student houses.
You guys aren't listening.
Exactly.
You guys aren't listening. I'm not saying I'm opposed to wearing a fit. I'm saying I'm not. For his example, it's the man strictly fitted regardless of situation. Like if I just happen to have my hat on, whatever.
It's funny though because we all know a man who just, he's always.
I know a man that's always in the fit for sure. I know.
So you know he's slapping.
I know a man right.
I'm not gonna caught any days.
Probably slapping on the fitted.
He probably is. Now that I think about it,
he probably puts on a.
Yeah, he probably is.
Like,
I know some mans.
because I know some mans are. Yeah.
But hey, I'm not judging anybody. Do you?
Anyways,
I'm judging. Anyway,
to answer that stupid question, no, hats are not catfishing.
okay,
But
last question before Kadeem answers a couple questions. Wow. Okay, so Stack's calendar says, I just want to say I've been loving your show. Thank you. And have now officially started blocking people out at work to listen to the podcast. LOL. Anyways, my question, what milestones or signs do you look for in a partner before deciding to move in with them? And what is your timeline for that?
you can start. You're living with your chick.
What
What did you look for? Or were you?
I mean, for me,
Or at least what let you know you're like, okay, I can move it. I'm good to move in with you.
For me, I think the whole thing is about, you know, you want to develop a relationship with the person, obviously. You know, that's the easiest thing right there. And number two, some people want to be married before they even move in with some people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like,
Do you?
I don't care because I'm living my life, you know?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I'm not going to live by like what the world or society tells you, you know, or you're supposed to live life like this. No, I'm supposed to survive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to, you know, grind so that I then do what I got to do so I can help myself and help others.
Right.
You know? So like, that's what it is for me.
How long were you with her before moving in?
Before,
How long were you talking, and how long were you dating?
honestly,
before you moved, or was it fast?
no, our stuff moved real quick, man.
So how long?
I would say
Before
approximately
you moved in, how long were you dating / talking? If you want to mix,
probably about 4 or 5 months.
4 or 5 months of talking before moving in.
Yeah, and then afterwards, I was moving out of a place. I just moved downtown, you know, at that point in time, and I was moving out of a place, and she was like, "Oh no, don't stay at anybody else's house." So I'm like, "Okay, whatever." So you know, we were already talking, so stayed there a few times, and then afterwards, it was like we literally started to grow on one another. You know what I mean? Where we were like, "Yo, we like doing this." As we were in each other's, like, I guess space, we started to see what each other like, what one another likes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I started to see what was her favorite team. You know, what sports does she like?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you start to read stuff off of her. Now you're like, yo, does she have like mother skills? Can she do this? Can she do that? And then all of a sudden, it's just like, yo, I think I fell for her because like, you know, this is what you want out of a person. You want someone that's capable of understanding you at the end of the day and understanding the situation. Like, for instance, if you guys had kids, you know, as simple as that. Is she gonna be there for that kid?
It's funny how like primal guys get when they start dating a girl for a while.
Yeah.
When you start thinking about things that sound super primitive, like, oh, like, is she gonna be able to take care of my offspring? You know, like,
No,
is she
but-
gonna be able to,
but
like,
let's
those are
be
very
honest,
real
though.
things. Like, that's how we think.
You know how much times like there were times my mom used to be like, my mom would be like, oh, which gal go on to? You know, just for having a dirty room. Your room is dirty.
Oh yeah,
Clean up your mess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
You're always having to hear all those
Shout
things.
out
So, like,
Jamaican households, everyone ever.
but-
Like, every household ever.
yeah.
you know, so like you're always having to hear it, and that's how it goes. So like if you're brought up in like a real Jamaican household, you're brought up to a point where you're like, yo, I gotta fend for myself. You know,
Yeah.
I gotta do things for myself, or I gotta be able to do this. I gotta be able to do that. For instance, I went off to college, and there were people who didn't even know how to do laundry.
Yep.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's the craziest thing to me.
And you're like,
You don't even know.
I've been doing my family's laundry for years. Our family's laundry.
Family.
Yeah.
I've met girls that like this. Not even to sound sexist, right? But I've met girls that don't know how to cook, like a single thing.
There's a lot though. That's a lot. There's a lot of.
There's a lot of
especially
women
this
like
day and age.
And I know there's a lot
Especially
of-
millennials. I think it's a millennial thing. It's definitely
it's millennial and lower. Like it's
Maybe a
millennial
little
and the
bit.
next generation
Yeah,
too.
just one. Yeah.
It's just literally out of laziness. To be quite honest, right? Because cooking takes time. Like you
Yeah.
need to be in a situation where, like, look, we're all Jamaican. I had to help my parents in the kitchen.
Or if your mom's not home, then what?
Cook yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Or you don't eat.
Or you don't eat.
You don't eat. That ass is one of the two.
It's literally you cook yourself, or you do not eat.
You'll figure it out. It might be salty the first time,
Yep.
but
Your parents
Bun
aren't
up,
coming home with
something's
takeout.
but you'll figure it out.
Your parents aren't coming home with takeout, so it's like you better know how to cook, right? And I'm just surprised at the amount of like, look. It's one thing if you got the money and you're like okay with just ordering shit all the time, blah blah. Blah. That's one thing, but it's also, you know, like you should know how to cook something, right? And I'm very turned off by that one thing. When I find out, yo, like you
don't know how to do this.
don't know how to do this. Like I know how
And
to
it's
do
just the
this.
simplest thing. Literally, like I just said to you, laundry. I don't know how simpler it gets than that.
Yeah.
You put the thing
Separate by color. Dash water on
in.
it.
Not even that far. Not even that far. You can give some people the benefit of the doubt.
What?
Just give them like, oh, you don't even have to separate.
Dash them all in one time. Just you can't put the whites in with the color though.
Sometimes you can.
Come on.
Sometimes you can where it doesn't like blend.
Unless it's
Or it
only the
doesn't
light
bleach,
colors.
you know, but that's not even the point. The
We're
point
doing a
is-
laundry session right now.
the point is just the fact that like, how do you not even know how to do that? You know what I mean?
You know why, though?
It's very simple.
Same you talked about earlier. Upbringing.
People are handing stuff to
If your parents have never, if every time you raise as a kid, you come home, your clothes are folded on your bed. You've never even seen your laundry room.
Yeah.
There's kids never seen the laundry room. Their mom, they wake up, clothes are folded, just put in your drawer. Put in your drawer. It's like, okay, now you grow up and go to school.
Yeah.
How do I use this? You've never even seen it. Like there's people who's never even.
It was actually very shocking to me. I'm being so honest.
Yeah.
I just remember being in the laundry room hearing that.
Yeah.
You know? But like, I mean, it could have been anything. It could be cooking. What are some other stuff that kids don't know when they go off to college?
So for you, what's your just give like one of your things. Just
Like that's needed.
yeah, don't
I
list
think-
all of them. Just list like one thing you'd like to see in your partner before you're like, oh, okay, I can move in with you.
See,
now.
it's a tough question because I've experienced both. I've lived with somebody and I've dated without living with somebody as well. Yeah. It's tough because they both have their advantages. So it's hard to really say a for sure thing would help any case because when I lived with a person, you learn a lot. Like he said, you learn a lot when you're in someone's space daily. You'll learn if you like the person or not. Trust me, real quick. If I don't like you, you'll know real quick. On the flip side, I kind of like building not living with somebody because you get very comfortable with your own space and you get like you really know how to use your own time and how to make time for somebody and you actually enjoy both people enjoy when someone takes time out of their day to see the person.
Yeah.
So it's like what's needed before I can tell I want to be with someone. I think it's more just to know that they're good without me.
Yeah.
So if I can sense that you're good on your own, like I've experiencing both sides,
Like
I
you're not
think,
gonna be dependent.
yeah, not even that you're not dependent, but I think now that I've experienced both sides, one, I'd rather grow with somebody apart before I move with them first.
Yeah.
But to allow me to know that I couldn't move with somebody is
Yeah.
if I can see that the person's taking care of themselves and being independent on their own, then me moving in or us moving in together, it's not the only adjustment is us getting used to someone else in their space. But it's not
Yeah.
like I have to worry about you taking care of stuff.
Yeah.
And vice versa. Like it's not gonna be like, oh, that's gonna get done because we're like you're not. I know you're not lazy because you've been doing this by yourself.
Yeah.
I know you're not. I know you can cook because you cook on your own. Like you know what I'm saying. So if I can see that able to do things on your own already. You're independent already. Us moving in together is more just. I think it's more of a.
It's a bonus.
A bonus, yeah.
It's a bonus.
I think it's a bonus. It's like, oh, now you get to see each other every day. Like, sick.
Yeah.
Like, especially if you're busy, because if you're busy, like, sometimes just being in the same space, you might not be able to chill.
Yeah.
But it's like, I have you here. At least I can. At least I see you.
Yeah.
We hug, go to sleep together. At least we're sleeping in the same bed. We don't have time to chill all the time. But there's still a benefit of.
But don't you think that like
what?
in a relationship, women would want that?
Want what?
Some women, not
That
all.
chill. And when I say chill, I
Not
mean
always.
like
Not always.
No,
yeah. That's
no.
why, like, because for us, I think I can speak for both of us. Like, the
Yeah.
type of girl that we want to be with is the one where it's like she doesn't require the chill all the time because she understands.
But I mean,
like,
but it's not even. But you live with them now.
I know you live with them, but just because you live with them doesn't mean that other like things about your life that you have going on suddenly change, right? Like they
They don't want they don't want you to change.
adapt.
They don't want you to move in. The girl I want to be with, the girl that I think will work for me, is that when I move in with her, like
You'll both have your own life.
We both have. It becomes our life, yeah. But neither of us. You're gonna make sacrifices because you're now
Yeah.
working together.
Yeah.
However, we're not gonna change our lives because we're together. Just because we're in a relationship doesn't mean I can't go to basketball on Wednesdays anymore because now it's our day. Like they still want you to remain you, still have your schedule to an extent, but us living together now is just a way for us to now not have to look for time in our schedule to see each other. It's more of a benefit now. It's more of a bonus, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't think living together should... And I think a lot of people who move in together change.
Yeah.
Once they move, like, you know, people that live with a girlfriend now, I don't see them anymore. There's a lot of guys that they're gone and lock up. Lock up! Man's like...
It's true.
Like,
It's
I don't
true.
want that.
Some
like,
guys do get locked up, you know?
like,
and
I mean,
honestly...
nothing against them, but just that's
Yo,
not...
some guys get locked up before they even move into
Yeah,
it.
that's true too. That's true too.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, if the guy's fine with that, cool.
Hey.
But like, I'm not cool with that.
I'm not gonna get locked up because I'm like, nah. What about you?
I agree with both of you, but for me, in years past, I've realized that I need to travel with you first, like quite a bit before we move in together. Because traveling, I find
Gives you a taste.
traveling is the closest way for you to see, like, okay, this is what it's going to be like if I live with a person in a completely different situation for both of us. We're in each other's faces all the time. And we're in somewhere new, so we have to figure out how to navigate the situation together, right? I mean, that
Problem solving skills.
it's all about, like,
I'm
literally.
just saying about Amazing Race.
Yeah, seriously.
He's gotta put it in a game show.
Literally, you're on a game show at this point.
This guy's like, let's go to Punta Cana and just figure this out. Backpack it. See if you can survive, baby.
Deliver the scroll to the white man on the mountain. Like, bullshit like that.
Yeah,
But-
no, I agree with
But
that.
honestly, like, I feel like that's what it is. I've traveled with people before. Fortunately for me, like, every girl that I've traveled with before in the past, I've never really had any major issues. But it did make me realize, like, oh, okay, like, this is cool. Like,
not that bad.
I could do this. I could
Yeah.
I could 100% live with you because, and I've traveled in different places each time. So I've traveled to like Jamaica, and then I've traveled to New York, and then I've traveled to other places. So it's like very different venues and experiences.
Where have you been? Sorry, I'm just asking. Where have you been? And when
Like
I
me
say that-
personally, or like with a girl?
With the girl.
With a girl?
Yeah, you don't have to say any names. I'm just
Jamaica,
asking.
New
Did you
York.
go to Europe? Did you like?
I've been to Europe, Jamaica.
with the girl.
Yeah, Europe,
Where'd
Jamaica,
you guys,
New
where'd you
York,
guys go in Europe?
England.
Dope.
Yeah, I'm from England.
Just okay. Awesome. You just went to England?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's also the traveling aspect of it
Yeah.
too, right? Like if you travel throughout Europe, that's another thing. But that would be, in all honesty, that would be the ultimate test.
Well,
Because
it's like you know how long the flight is. It's like
the flight is honestly not an issue because like I've dated a girl that is from China, so like that flight's mad. Like that's like a 14-hour flight, right? So I know that girl can be patient sometimes, but for traveling in general, I just feel like, you know, like Ryan said, it's like literally the ultimate problem solving thing. Shit always comes up. What happens if your flight gets canceled? How do you guys
How
react
do you
to that?
react? Yep.
What happens when you guys get to location? Like, how do you, like,
Yeah.
or something's not up to par? How do you react? Like, getting food, like all these things are things that you will deal with when you're actually living in the same location.
They're daily situations.
They're just daily, and but this is like a hyper condensed version of it, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. When I find out people were getting married that I knew straight out of high school, or like right after college or university, and I'm like, yo, you guys have never traveled.
Never been on a trip.
That kind. I know there's no real.
I know those mans.
Yeah. I know there's no real like correlation that says you gotta go on a trip before you get married, but I almost feel like, you should. How have you never left the country together? Like going to Niagara doesn't count. How do you never leave the country together, but you're gonna get married?
So what I'm thinking is this. I'm thinking, I agree with you.
And then break up on the honeymoon trip. the first trip on the honeymoon. Drag each other mud.
Yes.
No. Could you imagine?
No.
You come back, it's over. When we get back home, we're done.
Oh my God! Stop.
What were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say pretty much like I think it's a good idea. Why not travel the world with your potential significant other? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's a test and trial or test and error kind of thing. You know what I mean? So
Trial and error is what you're
trial and error. I was literally
test and trial.
Trial and error.
Yeah,
but my point is just it's fine with me. You live and you learn, right? Anyways, point is just the fact that like, what if some of those stuff don't come up in the end? You know what I mean?
Oh, like you don't have the opportunity to travel.
Well, like let's say you go on this trip to Jamaica, New York, England, and you're like, okay, yo, this is the one. But you never seen that side of her.
I mean, like that's
what side I'm talking about.
That's a risk.
I mean, that's a very real possibility, right? Like that's
but then that's what I mean. Like
you just have to accept
it's
it.
Not
like
foolproof.
It's not
There's no foolproof method. Like
there's no list of things you can check before you move in with someone that everything will go swimming or nothing will go wrong at all, right? I mean, if I traveled, every girl I traveled with, quite frankly, I've never had serious issues on the trip where I'm like, yo, I cannot live with this person.
Yeah.
That being said, if anything, I'm just noticing what it's like to be with them 24/7, right? Because that, if anything else, like that's the one thing you will get out of being on a trip with someone. Being around them 24/7.
You're forced to.
You're forced to, right? So
because at the end of the day, nobody knows anybody. So you guys only know each other. Like, that's what it is. So like
that's what you're gonna do. I mean, if you go on a trip and your girl leaves to go meet some next people, like that's not. I don't know if that's the girl for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. Anyway, Kadeem.
Perfect.
Your turn.
Your turn, my man. You have some time to think. You have a good question, a couple questions, or anything you just want to get off your chest.
Just maybe some random questions.
Sure.
I don't know. Let's start with who and who don't you date? And when I say that, I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not a racist. I'll never be racist.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is just because like I like anybody. White, Chinese, black, Indian, doesn't matter to me. It doesn't. You're pretty, and that's how it is. But I mean, everybody has a preference.
What race is your girlfriend now?
She's Lebanese.
Okay.
So you're asking what's our preference, and then
what's your preference? It can be from any country. Any country.
What's our preference?
What kind of woman would you be like, yo?
Fam, I don't know. I don't know the answer to this question. Like dead ass, I like girl is my type of girl. Like,
it could be a
girl is my type of girl.
Yeah, I like a pretty woman.
But would you want like a Jamaican girl? You guys are both Jamaican, right? So wouldn't you want somebody that's Jamaican?
Not necessarily.
But see why do you say that statement though?
Yeah, why?
Because at the end of the day, I'm full black. So my mom's Jamaican, my dad's Jamaican. Okay. So like I know both of them, as much as I know neither one of them are racist, but like I feel like it was just more so like, why don't you marry your own kind?
See, that's a Jamaican thing.
Nah, that's a very minority thing, not just Jamaican.
Yeah, you're right. That's a minority mindset, specifically colored mindset. That it's a good question.
Yeah, but it's not just colored. Listen, I've been in tons of relationships where like me as a black person, I felt scared. Where I was just like, yo, I'm out of here. Yeah. Or like my mind just left where I was like, yo, I can't even be in this relationship anymore.
You're right. You know what? You're right. Because that's unfair to say it's a minority thing, because there are situations where Indian people only want Indian people. Like Chinese people only want to like I think every culture has a type of family member, a type of cultural setting where they want them to be dating in house.
It could be what you bring home too, right?
Yeah. So your question is like, what is our preference?
What would you bring home to mom? Let's put it that way. And mom would be like, yes. As much as your moms both are probably accepting, because I know you guys are gonna say that to me. Let's say they both wanted a Jamaican woman to walk through that door, and you walked through with like anything else but Jamaican.
So it's asking what we prefer to bring home to our parents.
Would you bring home a Jamaican woman if that's what your mom wanted?
Look,
I'm not dating for my mom.
Yeah, I'm not. That's the thing. Like if I like the girl,
but don't you ever think? I hear that, but don't you ever think to yourself like, you want your mom to like your potential girlfriend, wife, whatever?
I do, but I don't think. But I also think my mom is like the type of person not to solely base that on her being Jamaican.
Yeah.
Like I actually genuinely thinking about my mom more so than my dad. Right? Like my dad's like very like old school Jamaican kind of mentality. My mom's like more street smart. Like she's more hip to these things.
Yeah.
So for my mom, like I genuinely believe that. Also, I grew up with like 2 older brothers, right? So I also saw them dating like everyone in the world, bringing them home. So I think that subconsciously just kind of told me like, oh, okay, like this is fine. Like it's not really that big of a deal. I know that if we're talking about like parents, like generational things, like your parents, they want to see you end up with someone that like loves you and actually makes you happy. There's also part of them that would like to see them end up with someone that looks like you, because there's things that you don't have to encounter when you have those situations, right? But for me, I mean, we're talking about like preferences. I personally don't have one, right? I really don't, and it's just.
Listen,
it's just how I've always.
I would honestly date anything, and I don't even say anything.
Anything. I'll date anything
in terms of country. Of country, like for me, yeah. But that's not even the point. That's what it is. But what about yourself? You were saying?
For me, well, you know my life already, so this is more just for the people listening. I've dated probably every race so far now. I've dated white, I've dated Asian, dated black, I've dated Filipino. Like I clearly don't have a preference in terms of who I can and cannot date. I've never had an issue or worried about bringing someone home and them not being accepted.
So you never brought anyone home that your mom didn't like?
No, I brought someone home she didn't like, but she did not like them because they were a different race. It wasn't that. But there was definitely girls she's like, I don't really like that girl for her personality or for you. Like she doesn't fit for you, but not because she's white or because she's no. That's never been an issue. But at this point in my life, I wouldn't say I have a preference in terms of who I'd want to end up with, but I do, or I am realizing the more I get to understand myself and my family and my values and certain things, I'm a lot forward thinking in terms of my kids and how I want them to be raised and how I want to explain things to them and so on and so forth, and how that conversation would go with someone in a different race, or how that conversation would go when I'm trying to explain. There's a lot of black issues going on right now where it's not new, but we're being oppressed again, and all this nonsense is happening. Like there are certain discussions and certain things that people just of other races just won't get, which isn't their fault, and I won't understand the life of a native, and I won't that's just how it is. So for me, speaking for myself, having someone who's black or being with someone who's black isn't a necessity at all. But if it happens that way, I can definitely agree it may be easier for that transition for my child to explain, listen, I'm black, your mother's black. Listen, this is how things have been. This is history, whatever. Not to say I can't have that same discussion with someone who's white or someone who's Asian, but it's a very different discussion for obvious reasons, right? Yeah. The person I'm with can understand the struggle and understand my history and whatever, but I think just for what I want for my children and what I want for just culturally, like I love other cultures, and I think that's a reason why I've tried other races, because I think I generally enjoy learning about other races, other cultures, stuff that I don't know about.
But I think you just love people in general too.
I love
just like
right.
me, and anybody else. Like I honestly, my like I don't ever want to hurt anybody. You know what I
course.
mean? Because I'm always smiling.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like when you see me down, like I must be hurt.
Yeah.
You know? But like for me, it's just always about like going after what you want. I mean, at the end of the day, if it's somebody that's of a different race or whatever, then
If I love that girl and I fall for it,
Exactly.
then hey.
You can't help it. It's like what you said earlier. Like you literally cannot help it sometimes.
Yeah.
Like if you fall, like if you start to develop feelings for someone and you stop yourself for something as like simple as race, like you're literally hurting yourself at that point, right?
That's dumb.
So what's your next question?
So next, when do you guys think, as I would call you guys men now, just like myself, we're all men. When do you think you found out, like, where you hit that wall where you're like, I understand women? And obviously, you'll never understand women because it's, you know how to exactly. You know how
That's the
that
answer. I will never.
That's a trick
understand
question.
women.
yeah, but there was a point in time in your life where you were like, I'm not even going to say 19, 20, 21 because God knows, no. There's no way.
Yeah.
But there was at some point where you were like, yo, I get the game. I understand what's going on here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're asking what age or what was your question?
Yeah, what age are you guys
What
at?
age? I think it's
Like, where was it where you're like, yo, I actually know what's going on now. Yeah. I actually know how to speak to women now.
I think I probably hit that when I graduated university. Because your mentality shifts and you don't even realize it once you finish school. You don't realize it, but it does. I think when you're in school,
How old were you finished?
24.
Okay.
So 3 years
But
ago.
you're also an older one.
Sorry?
You're an older graduate, though.
Yeah, I did 5 years.
But I don't even care about
But
that.
I don't
That's
care about
not
the
point.
that's- I'm saying-
But the age
I'm
is
not-
probably...
Yeah, but I'm saying the age, not because of age. I'm just saying I think it's more time in life.
Yeah.
Is when it happened, because I think I strongly believe when you're in school,
Yeah.
relationships, responsibility, finances, like you feel like you're subconsciously in the safety net in a way, because like you're a student. Like your excuse is I'm a student. I don't have to worry about this. I'm a student.
Yeah.
You date a couple chicks here and there. You fuck some girls here and there. I'm not serious. Like I'm coming back home when I'm done school. Like you know what I'm saying. Like your mentality is so like just it's whatever. I feel like
anything's at home
Yeah,
waiting for you.
right? Like you come home and there's nothing's here. But I'm just saying, like, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Like I
Yeah.
feel like when people are in school, like you feel like you're in a safety net because you're like, I'm still in school, like don't really have that many bills to worry about, just my cell phone and some random shit.
Yeah.
You go to class, you deal with what you have to deal with, just school related shit. But I think once you're done school and you finish, and like you said, you enter the real world and life hits you, your interactions with girls are different, or with women, I should say, are different, because now it's like you're not just talking to a student to just get to know her and you know what class you're like. You're not.
Yeah, this is most likely a grown woman.
Yeah, it's a grown woman.
Someone who's probably been in a couple of years now.
Yes,
2-3 years in their
and for
career.
And for the most part, the type of woman that you're talking to if you're done school and she's also done school, you start to understand that the women that you meet, they are looking for different things.
Yeah.
So like, and that subconsciously makes you stop doing certain things.
Yeah.
Like I slowed down at the club a lot. Not because of I didn't enjoy. Well, I didn't. I am no longer enjoying it as much. But the club didn't change. I'm changing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm changing probably because my environment's changing. So
Club's always the same though. You know how that goes.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Always the same.
But what I'm saying is the club hasn't changed because I was having fun in the club.
Yeah.
It's the same club I've been loving to have before. Like
Yeah.
that didn't change. So what's different? And how am I
Different priorities.
Different priorities. I'm looking at women differently. I'm looking at when I interact with women now, it's like if I'm not intellectually attracted to you, I'm not gonna bother. Like you're requiring different things now.
Yeah, no, it's so
you know?
true. It's
So I
true.
think it was when I finished school and when I was out in the real world and responsibility hits you and you have to worry about your time now, and then time management's a thing.
Yeah.
You're not just talking to every loosey goosey thing everywhere because it's like you don't even want to. It's like I don't even want to give you time.
You don't want it. You
Yeah.
don't have time for it. You're like, yo, this is a waste of my time.
Yeah, it's a waste of your time. But you didn't think that way in school.
Of course not.
You know what I'm saying? You can have
It's all about school,
you can
ball.
you can have an exam and still see a thing.
Well, yeah, you need the exams at 1. If the exam,
No, but you understand what I'm saying? Like, you weren't thinking I have to study. You didn't
Yeah.
care in school, but when you're out of school, it's like, no, I'm busy. Like,
Yeah.
I have things to do. But yeah, so I think that's definitely when I understood women, I should say, to as much as I can. What about you?
Probably after my whole phase. From being
Which was when?
like probably when I was like 23, 24, because up until that point I had only ever been in like long-term relationships. So everything I learned about,
so you didn't even enjoy university?
no, I didn't. I did not. Right, but well, look, I still had fun at university. I was on sports. Like it was a good time. Like I traveled a lot, but I learned a lot about women from a relationship aspect because I was in them for so long, right? So I learned things that I should be doing, things that I shouldn't be doing, what things like girls like when you're in a relationship. Like every girl is different, but trust me when I tell you, like there are things you can do in a relationship from one to the next that like every girl will like, right? And no girl can get mad at me for that because there's things like I see what y'all tweet all the time. Like you guys expose yourselves on what it is you like, right? So don't get mad at me if I'm just following the rules, right? But it wasn't until after my first like major breakup, and then I went on my whole phase where I started just going out, like hooking up with girls, that I realized like what like I kind of had to do in order to even get girls to talk to me, right? Or go to those next steps. And then
Talk to you on a serious level.
Yeah, on a serious level. And then after I went through that whole phase, I was like, oh, okay, like this is what I need to do if I actually want a girl to take me seriously, right? Or if I want to have a meaningful conversation with a woman, right? And I don't know. I feel like I've heard the phrase before that everyone needs to go through a whole phase. Like I've actually heard that before. And after I went through it, I kind of believed it because I was like,
let it out.
Now I know.
What's a couple nuts?
Yeah. No, seriously. I'm like, now I know what it is that I literally don't want to have anything to do with, right?
Yeah.
It almost sounds like I'm using people, but I don't mean in that context.
No, it shows you what you felt like you were missing.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
Yeah, because I would go through it. I went through it, and I'm like,
that's it.
Okay, I'm done. Like I'm really not about that life anymore. Like if I really think back to what I was like when I did not care, I was like, yo, what? I couldn't imagine being that way now.
Yeah.
And it's not like I was out here being nasty, but it's just like it's phases. But they
You're a
teach.
slew.
Yeah, I was a slew, but they teach you things.
It does. It does.
Dog, I'm a he baby. I'm a dog. I'm a he baby. He baby. Yeah.
It really does teach you
It's true
things.
though, but
Shout out to Travis Scott.
I honestly think I probably hit the wall around that age too, 24.
Yeah.
You're literally just like, yo, you want to grow, know?
Yeah.
You want to do things for yourself. You're like, yo, I want to do this. I want to do this. Even if it's just like thinking about traveling. Let's just say you're like, yo, I'm just going to stick to my career and travel and go to this place, this place, this place, this place, this place,
Thank you for coming on the show and blessing us with your wisdom and your perspective. Drop your socials one more time before we wrap up, so people can find you.
It's on IG. It's C.
And what do you do? Just offer some stuff so people can. If people are looking for something,
I do some photography. I do some creative design. I'm an aspiring artist, not in terms of rapping or anything. Literally just photography and creative design strictly. Online marketing too. Hit me up if you want to do some online marketing, man. Literally YouTube. I work through Google. Like Google's one of my partnerships. So that's what I'm doing.
Oh.
what you want me to put on the bottom under your name?
We'll go with C _
No, what, as your
like your title.
Your title. What would you want me to call you?
at work.
No, like just we'll say see the art, and under it will be what? Photographer, design, creator.
I'll just say artist.
Artist? Okay. Wicked. Thank you very much for coming on the show. Very interesting show. You got some pretty good topics.
Yeah, man, y'all going deep, but let's get it.
Hey.
Keep doing your thing. Honestly, I appreciate what you guys are doing, man.
Thanks, man.
Every single time I look, I'm just like, Ryan's on episode this. Ryan's on episode this. Yeah. All I can do is like, yo, keep doing your thing. Because as you guys know, consistency is what brings you wherever you want.
100%.
You know what I mean? Kobe does it. Kobe did it.
Yeah.
He's still doing it.
Yeah.
That's one guy that I'll always look at him like, shit, that's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
Because he was consistent and just, stay on your Mamba mentality and you guys will get where you guys want to go.
For sure.
Appreciate that, man. Well, thank you guys again for stopping by another week. As you guys know, we love doing these every week. I want to try something new. If you can do this, drop any questions you have while you're listening right now. If you have any questions about this episode, any questions that you'd like to add, just go to our podcast page now and drop it on the last Ask WNTT photo. So we'll get them for next week, and I'll also post again next week. But if you have any questions while you're listening or while you're listening right now, just drop them now. Because I know sometimes when you post it, you might not have it or might not remember. If it's fresh in your mind right now, go to our page right now, drop a question that you have, and we'll try and get to the next episode. But until then, hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Great having you guys every week here. I'm your host, Mr. KOA, alongside
Top Boy.
and it's We Need to Talk podcast.
We need to talk.
We need to talk. We need to talk.
We need to talk. We need to talk.